Hello, everyone, and welcome to the mandatory minicamp version of Klis's Mike Drop. How about this, huh? Out here at Broncos headquarters. The Broncos just finished up practicing their first minicamp practice on Tuesday. As practice was wrapping up today, it was news came that the Broncos signed, or are going to sign, veteran running back JK Dobbins. He visited with the team last week, took his physical, had dinner at a steakhouse, came and met everybody in the headquarters, the staff, sat down with Sean Payton, had a nice talk about how he's going to be used in this running back room. It's going to be interesting to see how they figure it out. JK Dobbins, a power back. So is fifth-round, second-year running back Audric Estime. I would think that's one running back that has to be looking over his shoulder a little bit. R.J. Harvey is going to play, get the ball plenty. Dobbins probably helps out on pass protection. I tell you where Dobbins makes a lot of sense. Bo Nix is the quarterback, right? He's a second-year guy, and he could use some help back there against blitzes, and that's where the running back comes in. Javonte was excellent for Bo Nix, not as a rusher, necessarily, as he averaged less than 4 yards a carry, but as a pass protector. J.K. Dobbins is very good at that. When you have a franchise player like Bo Nix, you better have himself, his blind side, all those blitzes picked up by the running back. So that's primarily with Dobbins. The money isn't big. It's like guaranteed a little over $2 million. And so I think Dobbins is not necessarily guaranteed starter. He's not guaranteed 15 touches a game, nothing like that, but he's going to help this team. It'll be him, it'll be Harvey. We'll see if it's Estime, Tyler Bidet, or Jaleel McLaughlin as that third running back. There's now going to be a heck of a competition for that third running back behind Dobbins and Harvey. Harvey, the second-round rookie, he definitely is going to play. And so Dobbins has been a real good back when healthy. The problem is he's had some big-time injuries, an ACL and an Achilles. Both of them he missed basically 2 full years because of those injuries. Last year he had a little more than 900 rushing yards, even though he missed 4 games with an MCL. So he's beat up, but he's good when healthy. So that's another reason why you got to have a lot of running backs. And we talked to a couple of the Bronco players, got their reaction on the news that the Broncos are adding J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm excited to be in a room with him. You know, he's a vet. He's been in the league for about, 5-6 years now. And, I'm excited to get to learn from him and, and all the other guys as well. I feel like we got a great room and, people sleeping on us right now, but we're going to wake everybody up this year.
We kind of go back a little bit in high school and college, so I'm very familiar with him as a person and his game on the field. But, yeah, he was a baller. He was one of the running backs that had, the better rushing games against us last year, so super excited for him to be here.
You need starters, you need backups, and you need role players, and Trent Sherfield really covers most of those grounds. He's a role player, a special teams player. 2 years, $6 million, $3 million a year for a special teams gunner. Not even a punter, not a kicker, not a long snapper. It just goes to show you how much people, NFL teams, are starting to value those core special teamers now that they're paying. Tremont Smith got $2.5 million a year the last 2 years with the Broncos. He got a little more than that with the Houston Texans this year. So when he left, the Broncos got Trent Sherfield, and I think you're going to enjoy him. He's also a backup receiver, real good kid from Danville, Illinois. And we're here with one of the new Broncos, Trent Sherfield, from Danville, Illinois.
Yes,
I know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Good baseball down there, good
Yep.
football.
Yep.
Tell us about the town.
Yeah, man. So Denver, Illinois is kind of small rural city. I think right now it's probably about 27,000.
Yeah.
But great city. It's my hometown, but strong community. They've been behind me since I've been in college and high school, and love the city. Love the city.
Your favorite meal? You fasted for 3 days. Now you get to eat anything you want. What are you picking?
I'm going to Wagyu steak for sure. I'm going to Wagyu steak from Steak 48 or 44. There's two different ones, but yeah, Wagyu steak with the corn brulee, mac and cheese, and I'm definitely gonna get a nice ginger ale on ice for sure.
Family, wife, kids?
Yeah, so I have a wife, Marcella Sherfield, and then I have a daughter, Adalia Nicole Sherfield, and then I have a son who's 2 years old. He's a junior, so he's Trent Sherfield Jr., and my daughter is 7 months. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family, and I love my family. So yeah.
Anything you want to tell the fans that they don't know that you would?
Yeah.
You know, it's a little unique about
Yeah.
Trent Sherfield.
Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, on the field, you're going to get a guy that is, you know, that can be depended on, a guy that is going to come and invigorate the locker room guy, someone who's going to be a great teammate, and someone you guys can depend on, play in and play out, whether that be on offense, whether that be on special teams. And off the field, I'm a huge family man, man of faith. So excited to be here in Denver, and really, really excited to further my career with this team. This team is special.
You're the type of athlete. You played basketball.
Yep.
You're real good.
Yep.
Quarterback.
Yep.
And football also.
Yep.
How'd you wind up doing what you're doing, which is receiver / special teamer?
Yeah, well, it's a crazy story. So I played quarterback and I played defensive back, and I actually committed to Vanderbilt as a athlete. And then
Meaning all sports?
No, just meaning whatever position. It was either between safety or quarterback.
Okay.
And I ended up committing as a DB. And funny story, before I had got to Vandy as a freshman, they ended up switching me to receiver. And so I really only been playing. I started playing receiver my sophomore year. I never played receiver in high school or even in Pee Wee. I played running back, quarterback, stuff like that. And so, but yeah, after that, I played receiver at Vanderbilt. Then after college, went to the pros, went undrafted to Arizona. Played my first 3 years there in Arizona, then spent some time in San Francisco, spent a year in Miami, spent a year in Buffalo, and then I just finished up in Minnesota. Okay. But the special teams part, that comes from, Arizona. Going undrafted, figuring out, that's the way that I had to make the team, and also being a guy who can, plug and play at receiver as well, too. And so special teams is something that's been a part really all my life. I played special teams all my life, even in college as well, too. Played on punt, played on kickoff return, all those different things.
They're paying a little bit for that now, too.
Absolutely.
Traymon Smith made a little money here
yes,
as a gunner.
Yes, he did. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I think that part of the phase and part of the game is starting to. I think it's always been taken seriously, but I think that guys they're starting to people around the league are really starting to realize, man, how important gunners are, how important field position is, all those different things. And so, like I said, I know that everybody knows how important field position is, but I think with the change of the kickoff rules and all those different things, I think that now. It's something that's starting to become a hot commodity because those games are win or loss on that phase. So, and I felt like for the longevity of my career, being with Sean Payton, everybody knows his resume. Everybody knows Coach Rizzi's resume as well too. And I thought that, those are the two best coaches that I could go be with and learn from and go with. And so.
All right, so the Broncos are done with OTAs. Broncos minicamp, mandatory minicamp. By the way, John Franklin Myers, we talked about him a little bit, skipping the OTAs. Not for necessarily contract reasons, even though he is in the final year of his contract. I'm sure he'd like an extension. But really, he's a vet. He knows how to take care of himself. He didn't show up at OTAs last year either. And so John Franklin Myers shows up for the minicamp. He won't get fined. All the players are here. No unexcused absences from the Broncos minicamp. As far as what we've seen, I tell you what, it's been lighter. They're longer. The minicamp practices are longer. The meetings are longer. But still, the physicality's still not there, that we're going to see in training camp from these Broncos. So. It still kind of looks like two-hand touch out there when they're playing, but still it's full speed. Bo Nix didn't have his best game, didn't have his best day of practice in the first day of minicamp on Tuesday. He had been really good when we watched him during OTAs. Very accurate, throwing a nice, strong, firm ball. Today, a couple of overthrows, missed some guys. Had one pass bounce off a receiver's arms. I didn't catch the receiver, but then was picked off by Jaquan McMillan, who, by the way, Jaquan is one guy who will have to look over his shoulder a little bit as the Broncos use their first-round pick on Jahdae Barron. and Jahdae Barron's going to play nickel and a little bit of the boundary corner. But you know how it goes with corners. None of them make it for all 17 games, not even Pat Surtain last year when he was NFL Defensive Player of the Year. So they'll use McMillan plenty, and they're going to have Barron, they're going to have Riley Moss, they're going to have Pat Surtain. And then in the back end, if P.J. Locke gets healthy from that back injury he's been dealing with all offseason, they're going to be strong in the back end too with Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufanga. Also on defense, got a chance to be good if the inside linebackers are strong. We talked with Alex Singleton at the Home Run Derby last week. He's on his way back, but he's not back yet. He hadn't been participating in team drills. And Dre Greenlaw strained that quad early in the off-season conditioning program, and now he is looks like he'll be ready for the start of training camp, but he's still got a ways to go. The Broncos, I mean, look, this is these mini camps and the OTAs. When there's not really a whole lot of contact, it's hard to evaluate these guys. It's about getting the plays that you go over with in the meetings, coming out on the field, running the plays, running them against a defense going up against an offense, and just knowing your assignments. It's basically getting your work in, as they say, and the evaluation will come later in training camp after a 5-week break. That's it for Klis's Mike Drop. Thanks for tuning in. We had a good one today. JK Dobbins, the new Broncos running back, will be joining R.J. Harvey, and we'll see who the top three are, or who the third running back's going to be, and we'll find that out as the Broncos start their regular season in September against the Tennessee Titans. Thanks for watching and tuning in, everybody.